being able to handle the high volumes of transactions and services so that you can do the replenishment that you need to, and then compare with the financial data so that you're making the right decisions in order to manage inventory, maximize sales, and control costs. So key things to running a big business. We make sure that we can handle the continuous availability in a 24/7 environment. You're able to build customer loyalty, and that's important to any retailer.
What characteristics would you use to describe enterprise computing?
Well, David, I see enterprise computing as, a large, complex environment where you've got to have tight security, scalability, and high availability in order to really serve the high-end business functions that run there. Typically, you'll find things like your financial systems or data that has to be shared across multiple applications running concurrently. We put also our customer service front-end type applications there so that we make sure that we can handle the continuous availability in a 24/7 environment.
What level of importance does enterprise computing have in your organization?
Well, as I started to mention, some of the customer facing, by having that information available where a customer can go to any store, it's not tied to a store, and you're able to centrally locate that on a large compute system with continuous availability, you're able to build customer loyalty, and that's important to any retailer. Other things is being able to handle the high volumes of transactions and services so that you can do the replenishment that you need to, and then compare with the financial data so that you're making the right decisions in order to manage inventory, maximize sales, and control costs. So key things to running a big business.
What are the most important skills that you would consider when hiring entry-level people for enterprise computing?
Team players. You've got to be able to come in and collaborate, share your ideas, and seek input, give feedback, really work through and be able to adhere to commitments and share openly without restraints. The other things is being able to develop mature processes, disciplines, and a lot of these things are applicable to any platform, but in the enterprise environment, I think because you've got to have finely tuned systems that really can run at a large scale and be very optimized, you've got to have a lot of collaboration. So students that have come out and really built that kind of a work together attitude, and also have the mindset of, I've got to look how to improve it, make it better, is going to take that kind of effort. So those are very important skills for us to see in the students.
Compared to other disciplines, what would you tell a college-level student as to whether they should study enterprise computing or not?
First of all, I'd say if a student's looking for very versatile skills that they're going to be able to apply in a number of different businesses, enterprise computing certainly opens many doors. If they start off with the disciplines and can work in a large-scale environment, then they can always take those skills into almost anywhere. They're all going to be transferable conceptually, and in the enterprise computing environment, you've just taken it to a different level of maturity and discipline in order to have that shared environment. And if you look at it today, as virtualized computing and cloud computing emerge, that's all following those same scales. I've got to be able to scale and have that magnitude, and if I can, take what I've learned from an enterprise environment, I'm going to be able to keep up with some of the other trends going on in the industry across all the platforms.
A recent national broadcast indicated that there were 3 recession-proof IT disciplines: networking, software engineering, and mainframe computing. Would you agree with this assessment?
I would. You look around today and what you see is, technology emerging everywhere. I mean, smartphones, look how much is on your phones these days. The application's always emerging. These take large networks behind them, and application services always being built. The thing around what you keep hearing about the financial industries and so forth, they have more than ever have got to have tight controls around their systems and the security and the scalabilities that you'll see enterprise computing mainframe systems. A lot of those systems are legacy systems. They're not going to go away, and they're continuing to evolve with different kind of front ends and interfaces. Modernized, if you would. Yeah. Big servers, yeah. And more specialized, but also kind of put together in one box in order to simplify.
Projecting 5 years into the future, how do you see enterprise computing careers?
You know, I look at how the technology is going, where it's trending. In enterprise computing, you're going to find that on the same chassis that you run a mainframe, you're going to see more and more platforms run there as they get into specialized engines and specialized processes. So the way I see this emerging is you're going to have not just what you might think is the traditional mainframe skills with JCL, COBOL, things like that, or CICS, but all your new emerging ones as well. And you'll be running things like Linux, Unix kernels, things where you're going to have all that combined and simplified into a common environment with tighter interfaces, so that you're actually simplifying the complexity of managing an infrastructure, but getting the variety of what you need as far as how applications are developed and where they run.
Does your company have programs to work with academia and students and faculty, such as partnership programs, internship programs, advisory boards, and those kinds of things?
You know, it really is a win-win, and we've had that relationship for a number of years here, David, where I think where we're able to take the business case, the real-world problem, and present it in an academic environment where you're able to bring some fresh ideas, new technology, and collaborate together on solutions. So we're very dependent on the faculty within the universities partnering with us. They're the inspiration to the students as well to bring those fresh ideas and fresh creative thoughts to how to solve some old problems and some new problems.
What would you recommend that would be interesting topics for academia to research that would be helpful for enterprise computing?
I think it is the promoting of the enterprise computing as far as the curriculum and the careers, in order to make sure that we're attracting the future leaders of tomorrow in this space. There's a lot of legacy systems out there that have to continue to evolve and support as the business changes, and there's a retiring workforce. So with the gap emerging, the demand is rising, and I think it's a great opportunity for folks to pursue a career.
What can the enterprise computing community do to help your firm?
Again, I think it is around the continuing the partnership, how we work together. We talk about you know, the collaboration that we have with the school. I know we've also sought after how do we get the interns into the program here. Our summer intern program has always led us to having students come in that can really hit the ground running, and they're able to contribute faster, which is a win for them and a win for us. So continuing to provide, you know, a talent pool for us to be able to select from.
We will be hosting a National Science Foundation conference in June of this year. What topics would you think that should be addressed at that conference that relates to enterprise computing?
You know, on enterprise computing, I think is all businesses are faced with the challenge today. How do you continue to reduce cost, maximize productivity, simplify the effort it takes to manage technology and the infrastructure? So keeping up with the pace of technology and the needs to develop business solutions, but then manage the environment it has to run in. So there's some tough challenges out there as far as keeping pace and keeping the cost down and productivity up.